Anyone here denies the existence of jinn? Just existence of jinn. Alhamdulillah. So we won't waste time to talk about this, because this is affirmed in the Quran and Sunnah. The existence of jinn as creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that are created from fire, or the flameless part of fire. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَخَلَقَ الْجَانَّ مِن مَارِجٍ مِن نَارٍ. Marriage is the flameless part of the fire. You know, I think the brothers have the PDF still. It shows on the top. Flameless part of fire, it's like air. You can't see it, and if you touch it, you could go through it with your finger very quickly, and it doesn't burn. That's how jinn are now. The creation of jinn, they're not... See, some people think of jinn as being bodies like our body. So the possession of jinn doesn't make sense, of a body entering another body. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَأْكُلُونَ الرِّبَا لَا يَقُومُونَ إِلَّا كَالَّذِي يَتَخَبَّطُهُ الشَّيْطَانُ مِنَ الْمَسِّ. Al-mas is a possession, okay? And the reason the jinn do that is due to many things. Main factor that a jinn would possess someone or harm someone is due to magic that someone would done for them. This is the main... The magicians, they use jinn, or they... Astaghfirullah. The jinn uses the magicians to do things that they want. Magicians don't have control over jinn. They're just working for the jinn. They're giving sacrifices in a certain way to do what the jinn wants, or what they ask them to do. And the first thing they ask the magician is to disbelieve in Allah, and to disbelieve in whatever religion they follow. And I have met about 22 magicians so far. I have it all recorded in a book, inshallah. Magicians who repented and said the stories, and how they bring in jinn, and how they commanded them. There are certain books. One of the most famous book today, Shamsul Ma'arif, it's sold on Amazon for $9. Astaghfirullah, I just did an advertisement. $9 for a magic book. Okay, it's out there. It's $9. That book, it shows the magicians the steps to become magicians. One of the commands is that they should take their holy book and they should go into a cave, isolate themselves, wear the Quran in their feet as sandals, walk on it in filth, no praying, no salah, for 40 days, 30 days, whatever they choose. And then the jinn would appear to them in a form, like it appeared to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah used to see them in their actual form, and it appeared to Abu Hurairah in the form of a human, Abu Sa'id al-Khudri in the form of a goat's feet. Because he said, I saw the jinn, he left it there, his clothes up, and he told me, we could harm you. I came from a very powerful tribe. And Abu Sa'id says, just leave, wallahi, there is no harm, and you can't harm me. And he was stealing the sadaqat of Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, hadith narrated by Imam Muslim, rahimahullah. So all of this is a position from outside. Why do they do that? For harm. They are very harmful in a sense that they have a lot of transgression, a lot of dhulm that they do. So this part, hopefully, is clear. The outside possession, which is possible. We just had a sister, subhanAllah, in Corona, and just talking about stories too. We had a sister in Corona. They carried her to the masjid that I was giving the workshop at 2 a.m. and she was shaking, shuffling, screaming, and I said, what happened? They said, we had a halaqa, and she was just sitting there, and we just felt like wind or something came in, and then she started reacting like that. When we read, we found that she was hit by a jinn. She was possessed by an outside jinn. It's like someone walking, they just slap you on the head. But they don't have the power to do that, by the way. Don't think that way. All right? They don't have the power to do that, but this is like someone walking and just slapping someone on the head. That's from outside. Now, possession within the body is the problem that a lot of people are confused about. How is it possible for two bodies to get in or get out, or all of that? Rasulullah sallam, they brought him a child, young kid. And then his father said, Ya Rasulullah, he's having a problem. All right, he's confused, he's having a problem, he's screaming, he's reacting. The Prophet ﷺ read Surah Al-Fatiha, Ayatul Kursi, opened up his mouth, and he said, Ukhruj aduwallah. Ukhruj means what? Get out, O enemy of Allah, 3 times. The narration says, قال فنشط الغلام, the child got up, كأنما نشط من عقال, as if he was very sick laying down. Then he woke up and he said, ما أتى بي إلى رسول الله. What am I doing here at the Prophet ﷺ's house? So he was not even aware that he's at Rasulullah's house. When the Prophet says 3 times, get out of what? Well, if he was out, it wouldn't make sense, correct? Would it make sense? And this is Rasulullah ﷺ. So him saying that is evidence. And this happened in many occasions with other Sahaba when Rasulullah ﷺ would to read on them. So now, the part we have, see, this is the problem. The 4 openings that you have in your body, all right, that are very clear, or doors for the jinn. There's another hadith that that Rasulullah ﷺ, when the Sahabi, when he looked into his eyes, and he mentioned the same wording, and he read to him, and then he completely woke up as if he was freed. And then Rasulullah said, take him home. So all these definition, or all these hadith supports that. I'll give you a life story and I'll end with it, inshallah. There's one sheikh, and I don't no longer argue with, alhamdulillah, with anybody who denies jinn or existence or magic, because I have seen it 20 years. I have over 200 cases of jinn possession. But this sheikh told me clearly there is no such a thing. So I took him to a sister.
Allahu Akbar. So, no, I'm sorry.
Say, read Ayatul Kursi, because if took him to a sister, she had jinn, of course. What did you guys get? So we went to their house. The husband is sitting down, and this, I'm telling you something that I witnessed with my eyes. This is not a story. So the sheikh sat on a couch. His qira'ah was, mashallah, like al-Husari. She sat on the ground. Her husband had his hand on her head. The sheikh started reading. When he started reading, she was elevated from the ground to the level of the couch. She was flying. She had 3 jinn: husband, wife, and their son. Okay, so they start speaking to each other. Now this sheikh is reading, and when he saw her moving up, his hands start shaking. He starts sweating. He was elder. Then they start shouting. And they were arguing about Islam. Because I introduced Islam to them a few times, become Muslim. Those they said, we don't want to be Muslim, we're going to be harmed, the magician, all that. So when she was up to the couch level, the sheikh kept pushing his hand down. She doesn't go down. And I was just on the side because I know this is going to happen. So the sheikh read, subhanallah, I told him what to read. He skipped. He read a surah. I don't want to read it now, but he read a surah. And then the sister's head rotated 180 degrees, like that, wallahi. And then her eyes came wide open, red, and then she shouted at the sheikh. So the sheikh hit her with his feet. A'udhu billahi min shaitanir rajeem, la hawla wa quwwata illa billah. And then he said, let's leave this house, let's leave this house. He said, Ashhadu, I believe that this is haqq, but I can't perform that no more. I can't get into it. So a lot of people, they deny it because they haven't seen it. All the pillars of iman are unseen. So you can't just prove to everybody something till you show them. So we really don't need to argue much on it. But it is true. We have witnessed it. We have seen it so many times. And if you really want to see it, inshallah, come to California. Well, I'll show you some cases.
I don't think anybody wants to see that, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair, Shaykhna.